what do you do, or how do you do, when there are times in your long-term relationship where you don't have sex because either you or your partner don't feel like it, and you're not in a polyamorous or non-monogamous relationship, so you don't have other options officially. This video is not going to encourage anybody to do something that they might regret later on, so cheating on somebody or none of that. This video is for people who are really struggling with a situation and they want to find ways, constructive ways, to work it out. So there are three main things that I want to say today. First of all is how to look at the entire situation and what you, the person that is watching this video, can do, first of all, on your side of the deal. Secondly, how to work with the frustration and the anger at the situation. And third, looking, or actually it's an invitation, number 3, to look at the reasons you got into the relationship and how you can be a better partner in that relationship. So number 1, how to look at the entire situation, first and foremost. So this goes back to mindset, and I've done a video on the erotic mindset, and I think I'll link it under this video as well. Please go check that one out, because I think there's a lot of useful information there to help you with particular situations like these. But the idea is that whenever something goes rotten in Amsterdam, then you need to find ways within yourself to cope with the situation. Meaning, I don't feel like having so much sex, or my partner doesn't feel like it, or I've just grown so accustomed to my partner that I don't find them attractive anymore and I wouldn't jump them, or vice versa. They just saw me in so many homey ways that they just wouldn't jump me anymore. It sucks big time, and it hurts, and I can relate with that. I'm a human being, you know. And I think that the best way to go about this is look at your mentality. You're not always going to be extremely sexy when you're at home. You're not always going to feel sexy. It's human. So the idea is here that you find ways to cope with these situations, meaning, okay, I'm not always feeling it, but there's still something that I can do. First of all, with myself, because remember that, I'm a coach. Whenever somebody comes to me, I am the person that will tell them, you got to work with yourself first. You can't work with somebody else that doesn't know how to, that isn't present in the coaching situation, or they're just not the ones that show an interest in the situation. So first and foremost, you look at yourself. What can I do constructively here? How can I help my libido? It doesn't mean to, push yourself to the point where you're just going to puke, figuratively speaking. It doesn't mean denying the situation and neglecting it and waiting for it to solve all by itself. Neither of these help. These two are extremes. The royal path of the middle is where you do things for your body. Somatic practices, that's what I would call them in English, like dumb plain English. That means doing breathwork exercises, touching your body, clothed or not clothed, it doesn't matter, but having your body receive touch that ideally feels pleasurable, not necessarily sexual, just pleasurable, because the foundation of sex is pleasure. I've said that in so many videos, but I'll keep saying it. And giving yourself relax time. I mean it, relax time. Taking baths, taking stretches on a yoga mat or on a fitness mat. Sleeping just a little bit longer. Doing meditations, doing inner contemplations to cool you down a little bit. Usually the sex energy goes away, your sexual impulse or the libido goes down or goes away, figuratively speaking, because there's something else that is draining you of energy. So you need to find ways to recharge. And also positive mentalities. When you're under stress, worry, everything else, that also takes away from your pleasure of life and also from the pleasure of sexual energy or sex, basically. So you need to make sure that you're not draining your energy and that you're recharging yourself. The second thing is, how do you cope with the frustration and the anger? Here, the only thing, I'll take my case simply because I don't have anybody that has had this situation and has dealt with it this way. Not that I know of, because I don't know the entire world. But when I go through such times and I'm being reproached, you're not so passionate, you're not so sexy, especially nowadays nowadays I haven't had a partner in a long time. But when I had this also, because I had my downtimes also, I'm a human being, my reaction was, okay, I get it. We need to work on this. Sure, fine. And then I would also say, can we also please work on the frustration, the anger, the upset? Because if we're going to go to bed and work on this, I am not turned on by frustration, anger, upset, pissed off, somebody being grumpy. It's not a turn on for me. So as much as I'd like to, be a partner here and be constructive, be a team player, a sex team player, I can't. Not with frustration, anger, reproaches, grumpiness in the air. I just can't. And if there's somebody that can't handle this kind of conversation, because, a lot of women are being encouraged by other women, by other guys, to be these happy, joyful, always positive. And I think that's a really not realistic expectation of women. I mean, we're not here just to please and be beautiful in physical appearance or in attitude. Yeah, we should be, and it's a beautiful thing to be there, but it's not realistic to be like that all the time. Okay, so I think that's something that many women can't say, and many guys, if they were to hear a woman like that, they would run immediately in the opposite direction and never look back. And I think the truth is, no matter how sweet a woman looks like, you might encounter these situations with every woman out there, because it's human. Your sex impulse is going to go down eventually. And when you have to say some things that are not so pleasant, since you're watching this video, hopefully you want to expect of yourself to be able to handle these discussions and be a partner and be a constructive partner, be a relationship partner, a team player. Okay, I get it. I've been neglecting this. I'm sorry. My bad. Can we also work on the frustration, please? How can I help? This is an approach that doesn't negate the problem, and it also focuses on the solution. Because I don't think hiding the problem under the rug and always showing a positive face, I don't think that's realistic, and I don't think that leads to a healthy relationship in the long run. And I think somebody's gonna, if you suck it up so many times, no pun intended, eventually you're gonna have an indigestion. You're gonna throw it all out. And why? Why ruin your relationship, and why tense yourself? And this could be also for men. I mean, I'm not saying that only women are in this situation. I'm just giving my example. So I've been in this situation also, and I know how I've come to handle these situations, and also be a team player. Because for me, it's important to be a team player in a relationship. I think of relationships as teams. And in teams, we kind of say everything, and then we're focused on, how do we work this? How do we make this better? That's it. Number 3. What was number 3? Man, I forgot number 3. Oh, right. Why did I enter this relationship in the first place? So naturally, you're going to have downtimes. Man, woman, doesn't matter. You're going to have downtimes. You're going to have stresses from life, from family, from work, from health problems. You're going to have them. It's going to happen. So when these times come, I think the best way a team player, I'm going to point this out so many times, looks at the situation. Okay, my partner is going through a rough time. Why did I enter this relationship? Did I always expect them to be all pinky and rosy? Okay, that's not realistic. why did I enter this relationship? Did I enter this relationship just for the fun and the good times and the joyful times? Or did I also enter this relationship with a human being that has flaws and downtimes and, comes across a lot of challenges? If I did, then awesome. That means I'm not going to walk away the second or the month or the year where we hit a rough patch. Some people may find this, deal breakers. Like, it's been months since we've had sex. I'm out of here. I'm not here to tell you what is right and what is wrong. The idea is, why are you in the relationship? This is what I'm here to ask you and to get you to think about. And in my case, I know that if it's just about sex, I got my toys. I could, if I wanted to, and if I had the patience, I could open a Tinder account and get a guy to, have sex with. But that's right. No, thank you. There have got to be more things that draw me to a person to enter a relationship aside from sex. So I think that's the kind of mentality that you need to, keep coming back to, especially when you hit downtimes. And with this, what can I do? Let's say that I am the partner that isn't getting enough. My partner can't give me enough, so what can I do here? Like, how can I give myself the extra that my partner can't give me? I think it's also my problem, and I think I need to be a responsible person and look at my share of the deal. And also, let them know, here's what I'm doing, I get it. Or like, I'm not talking to you right now as if you were my partner. I would certainly talk differently to my guy, but I'm just giving you the information. So please filter it through your own personality, through your own relationship situation, and bring your own energy to it. But the idea is, I would let my partner know, okay, the situation isn't ideal, it's not pinky, but here's what I'm doing. And I'm not going to walk away just because we're in a rough patch. I just want you to know, okay, I get it, you're in a rough patch. I'm also here. Here's what I'm doing. Why? Because I care, because I want us to be okay. I think that always has to be pointed out. You are a team, and team players and team members, teams work to, succeed. They don't work to stick fingers at each other and point out stuff that they're not doing right. That's not a team. I don't know what that is, but that's not a team. And the underlying mentality, because there is one, obviously, is that with all these perspectives here, you need to really look at, if I'm gonna go through this situation and I'm gonna hit myself against walls also, I'm gonna have things that frustrate me as well, and I'm gonna have reactions. Me, not me, Liana, the coach, me, anybody in this situation, I would certainly want to look at what is the best that I know how to do right now, and what can I do better in the future. This is the sort of the expectation that you better yourself as much as possible. It doesn't mean that you'll always be that way. Like, here I'm gonna tell you from my perspective, I fail at stuff also. I'm not proud of everything that I do. Love-wise, work-wise, friend-wise, socially-wise. I'm not perfect either. And thank God I don't expect anybody else to be perfect. I do expect people to be transparent the same way that I am. And that's not something that many people can do in general. But I think that it's important to be transparent with ourselves and to admit to ourselves, okay, sometimes I may not be the highest version of me. And I may not be able to be the best or the wisest or the most empathic in a situation, or understanding or caring. It sucks, but at least own that. And therefore have more empathy and understanding and compassion for the person next to you. Because that's why you're a team. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Let me know what this does for you. And I don't know how my energy was, because when I speak these things out, when I deliver basically, I can't really focus on being also like a intentionally pleasant person. So I don't know how the energy here was delivered to you. Hopefully it was very constructive. and hopefully it reached you in the best way possible. So I'd love to get some feedback on that as well, and I'll see you tomorrow with other videos, and keep the faith, keep the love, and keep the sex whenever you can.